Red Cap Sly.
Hey folks, this is a DIY Halloween video on making a Red Cap Goblin. These Scottish folklore creatures fascinate me, and I've been reading about them a little bit and thought, I want one of these for my display. I started out with creating a head out of some plastic bags using a skull for reference size, and then I sculpted some eyes out of polymer clay, cut those in half and used some glass cabochons to create lenses, and then I used a small drill bit in order to be able to create a space for the LEDs. Now these LEDs I purchased on Amazon. They had the resistor already in place and they weren't that expensive, and I just hold them in place with a dab of hot glue, and that allows me an opportunity to then take the head and thread them, fish them through to the back so that we can connect a battery later on. Then the fun begins. You just start building out the face with additional layers of some masking tape. I use a little bit of paper towel in order to create this nose, and a plastic bag to make a lower jaw. I'm no folklore expert, but from what I've read, the Red Cap is a goblin that dips its hat in the blood of its victims, thereby maintaining a supernatural existence. They basically can't be harmed. They're extremely powerful. They live in ruins, in Scottish castles, ruins and towers, and so forth, mostly along the border between Scotland and England. Once your layer of Loctite has cured, you can use some paper clay to create additional details, and I made my gums out of some paper clay as well, and then these are sculpted, the teeth are sculpted from some polymer clay and baked in the oven. This is the first video I'm going to do on making the whole creature, and I hope you'll come follow along and come back to check out the progress of the build until it's finished. You can see here I used the Loctite foam again to create some ears and allowed those to cure as well before we cover the whole thing in a layer of latex. I started painting with just some acrylic paints. You can use as many layers as you want, in fact, and I used all different sorts of colors using a couple of different references I found on the internet. Once the sculpture's here, we have the eye reveal. You can see, I think it's really going to be interesting when you come upon him in the dark on Halloween Eve. Now, I wanted to give him some scraggly hair and a beard. Just used a little bit of silicone and worked the fake hair into that silicone. This was a table runner I found at Goodwill. I weathered it, distressed it, and here he is. If you enjoy this sort of thing, please follow along, ask any questions you have in the comments, and as always, happy haunting!